Alright guys, finally got my wheel from Planet BMX. Originally ordered the wheel probably 3 weeks ago. Technically my fault, asked for the wrong setup. Mailed it back to them, and then it took 2 weeks to get back. The first week, I think they had issues with actually receiving the wheel and then fixing it, or I don't know why they couldn't just grab another wheel, but this might still be the original wheel and they took out the wrong parts, maybe put in the new parts to get the right setup. So on the 80s bike, I ordered like the wrong amount of teeth. I needed this kind right here. It has grooves and you spin the bearing on it. They included the bearing, so I got that since I did pay for a bearing. But first what I did is I loosened this up so I can get this on the bike, fitted. And then once I get this on the bike with the tire and everything, I'm assuming that's when I should put the bearing, and it tightens itself. Based on my logic with the way it spins, once you start pedaling forward, it's going to lock itself pretty tight and it's going to be hard to take off. I was thinking about putting Loctite, but realistically I shouldn't need to because it only goes one direction. I'm hoping I don't need to. I'm going to research that again real quick before I put the bearing on there to see if that helps maybe prevent damage. That might be the only reason why you maybe want to put Loctite on it, so it does keep the bearing from moving any further and then stripping the gear or the grooves on here. So maybe I will do it, but I'll research that a little bit before I do it. Right now I have the new wheel with all the new parts. A friend of mine got me these tires. They're Kenda Contact with K's on it, so you can see that. And it shows here 40 to 65 psi. Obviously it's a type of red. I don't know the exact color of the red, but it is a red. Both sides look identical. Obviously forward will be this way because it says rim drive. It's directional just like on a car tire, so pay attention to that. And obviously this, I checked this out earlier. I want this to be on, well, I gotta go back there and check that out before I mount this on, but I think I tighten this way. So yeah, it should be this direction right here. But I'll go make sure about that. And this is the tube that I bought at Target. Less than 10 bucks. I don't remember the exact price of it, but it was less than 10 bucks, and it actually says Schwinn on it, so that's kind of cool since I'm making a Schwinn bike. I'll pause this video here in a minute, but let me get this out right now. Inspect this. Obviously the first thing you want to do is make sure you did get a good tube, because even though it's brand new, you want to make sure it's good. So I'm going to go get my bike pump and put a little bit of air in it, make sure it's legit before I go ahead and mount this and have an issue. So I'll be right back. Taking too long. Alright, so I'm back. Here is my bike pump. This one's kind of cool because it does actually have a gauge on it. The cat hair is all over it right now. Cat is killing my garage with this cat hair. Anyways, I'm gonna put some air in this real quick. Something I found out about this brand pump, it's an Ultra Cycle. It does do like the nice thinner valve stems for like the race bikes and then regular bikes, but the way to do this is actually opposite. Put it on first. Twisting, a little bit helps it, but then you pull up on it versus what I'm used to. Technically, since I'm an 80s kid, we would push it down to latch it, but this one, push it up. So, just a little bit of air in this just to make sure we have no issues. Let me take this out real quick. And I don't hear anything. So, I like to listen to it just to make sure. I don't hear anything, so it should be pretty good. I just checked the bike, and definitely we want this side, the bearing side with the drive side going forward. So let's see. Nope. I gotta flip this way. So it's gonna be going forward. So yeah, this way. All right. So go ahead and mount this real quick. Put this in here. Oh. Yeah, let's put this in here just to get it in here. And get it on. Okay, so originally the first wheel I had my buddy do this for me because I had no idea how to do this. So I kind of figured it out when I was repairing my wife's bike. Kind of gave me a little bit of an idea on how to do this. So you put a little bit of air so you don't have to hold a floppity rubber thing that's dancing all around the place when you don't want it to. So let me do this real quick. And another thing, I just happened to figure that out on my own. It'll take a genius to figure that out. Put that in first. And then you just work your way around. This being a bigger or a smaller wheel, I might put too much in. Let's take some out. Got some of it out. Let's see if that helps a little bit. Maybe too much air becomes an issue. All right, so when I get to a situation where it gets tight, I will use my handy dandy, whatever the heck this is. And that's not actually the one I was looking for in my toolbox, but I can't find the nice one that I have, so we're just gonna go ahead and use this one. And hopefully not damage anything, but it should be fine. So, just helps you get that over. In all honesty, I should do this side first, but whatever. I think it's fine. It's not hurting anything. I'm gonna go back this way. If this becomes an issue, I'll put the inside in first. But being a little bit stubborn, wrestle it in there. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty good. Now I just gotta put a ton of air in it to make sure it settles in there properly. I really wish they would have put like bigger valve stems on these things, but fortunately they don't. So just have to deal with it. And again, on this one, it's a down. Silly, but it's a down. And we're stuck on it. Now that's working. Something about this feels off, but I just need to trust that it's on there right. So let's see if I got this on right. It's on the left side, and the arrow says, so I do that right. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Okay, perfect. So let's see how much this side. Oh, my gauge says it's at 20 already. What does it say? 20 to 40? There we go. Oh, 40 to 60. Wow. Obviously that's the tire capability. But in all honesty, that feels pretty darn good. Just enough to get it mounted on there, and I'll check the box out later. Anyways, there you go. We got a tire. And just for you guys, I'll go ahead and grab that bearing just to show you what that looks like. So here's the bearing. It's a pretty simple bearing, nothing fancy, but there's the logos of the brand and everything. 16 teeth, obviously. This is like a coilover adjustment like tool that I don't have, but it kind of reminds me of that. When you're working on cars, you can get a coilover to pull on these things, but I would just use a screwdriver. But here's what I would do is I would just go stick this on here. I honestly could put it on here right now, but I'm going to research what I told you I was going to research, and that's whether to put Loctite on this or not. I should have some in my toolbox, but here you can kind of see if I turn, it self-tightens that easy, and then you would have to grab into these grooves to rewind it. So other than that, I'm gonna mount it on the bike, but before I do that, I'm gonna do my research. If you guys want, I will bring my bike out here since I'm gonna work on it and show you the bike. Alright, so here's the bike. It's a 1980s, 87 maybe, Predator bike. We got the front one on already. Seems to be spinning pretty good. My buddy Sticky helped me, aka Sticky, but his name is Tommy. See if we got this right. We'll do this side. And let's see. Alright, there we go. Yep, it's right. So I'll just go ahead and put this on here. Might as well not cut the video and just go ahead and work on this right here. And you guys can fast forward if you want to skip parts. But I had this tape on here to kind of hold my chain from flopping all around the place. But let's see. Just do a not a tight, I just set it on here just like that. I won't tighten it yet, but at least it gives me an idea. And I do have the chain adjustment tool in the garage, so I will size this chain here in a second. Not ready to do it yet. I'm recording right now. So, let's see here. Alrighty. Now this chain is good and tangled. That's awesome. Okay. Let's stick it on here for me. We'll do that. This way. Okay. Hold on here. You guys get me here. Come on. What did you guys do with this chain? Just slap it on stupid? Okay, well, I'm gonna take this chain off because the guy just slapped it on there in a stupid way. Maybe to piss me off. Who knows? Oop. I'll go get that in a minute. Alright, here we go. Set that down for a second. Alright, back on. Just tighten this partially. Oh, I didn't realize you guys can't see me, but just working on the back tire. Alright, just not tighten it all the way, but just enough. Alright. Then figure out how much chain I need, and I'll be good to go. Obviously I can adjust the tightness of this if I want to. So I need to take off one. Yeah. I don't like this greasy stuff. 1, 2, 3. So I just need to take off three of them, and I'll be good to go. I'm gonna go grab my adjustment tool. Anyways, here are some cool brake pads that I'll be putting on eventually. I don't have an actual brake thing yet, but here's the adjustment tool that I have. Never used one of these before until maybe here in a minute. So I'll find out how this works. So, this is a true do-it-yourself and a recording. So go ahead and take 3 links out. 1, 2, and 3. And basically all it is a press. You're just pressing one pin out. Maybe it's better to hold it upside down. I'm not sure the best way to do this. Yeah. So you line it up in these grooves and then you press. That's definitely one. Push this way or the other way, I don't know. We'll find out here in a second. Yeah, it's coming out. Oh, then line that too good. Let's try lining that up. Just gotta line it just right. Come on, buddy. Push it out. Oh, these are really tough. No wonder you can't do it with a hammer. That sucker really needed to be pushed out. Goodness gracious. Wow, that was tough. Alright. So, alright, we got 3, 1, 2, 3 out. We got the pin out. Here's what the pin looks like. It's really tiny. Had to be forced out because, man, that's a pain. Alright, so we got 3 of them out. Let's see if we did that right, because I have no idea if I did that right. Find out right now. Alright, so there's one. Oops. Let's see. I'm going to take this one out. Now I got you. Push this one in. Uh-oh. So I might have to push this one in. Oops. So the other tool, pushing it in, that's got to go this way. Alright. Now I got to figure out how to push this part in. So, I'm gonna sit down on this part. Now we got to push a pin in with this thing. Let me retract this all the way back. Now, okay. Come on, buddy. Pretty sure this goes in this way. Anyways, let's see how is this gonna go. I'm gonna break it. There you go. Gonna wiggle it in place, I guess. It is a little tedious here, just getting it to line up just right. I have a little bit of patience, I think, because this is basically a miniature clamp that you have to manipulate. There we go. Oh, I guess you gotta hold on to it, so it will dance all over the place when you're not expecting it. There you go. It's backing out funny. Can you raise it a little bit? Sorry, it's hard. It's gonna be hard for you guys to see, but I'm struggling with it right now. 'Cause I almost feel like I should just take it on a table and just smash on it with a hammer a little bit just to get it to line up. Yeah, I don't know if this is the right way to do this, but let me see if there's another way to do this. Come on, buddy. Oh. Maybe you do have to move with it a little bit. So you just have to keep trying and trying until it goes in. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna take this out because something's not right. Oops. Usually, something's not going right. You should stop before you break something. I don't want to break my only tool. Oh. Alright, let me get this thing out of here. Okay. So I got that partially in, but it didn't want to go all the way in. I wonder why. I wonder if it's better on this side. Alright, let me look at that again. Let me see. Which way is this supposed to go? Alright, definitely gonna have to do some edits on this part because you guys don't want to watch me struggle doing this. And you know what? Maybe you do want to see me struggle doing this because this is real time. So maybe it makes you laugh. Who knows? That would be perfect right there. So did I take off? That's not supposed to go. Because, let's see. Oops. That's perfect. So, let's see here. So it needs to go in that thing. That's how I have it. Maybe it's the wrong size pin. And if that's the case, I can make the hole a little bit bigger, but do I want to do that? I don't know if I want to do that. Let me see. Do I want to make the hole bigger or no? don't know if I want to do that. Maybe I'll force it in. Once you push that in, you don't want to do that. I think what it is, guys, is that this hole is too small. And, well, that doesn't make sense because this one has it in there. Oh. Something's not right here. I think I need to take this one out. Dang, I don't know if I should do that. I'm gonna do it. I think this one needs to come out too. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. That's what's not working. That's what was wrong with this one. That's what I was doing wrong. Okay, now we're good. Now we're cooking with bacon. Alright. Now we're in. Alright. Okay. I was wondering what was going on. So, learning something new. Things they don't teach you because they don't want you to know. Because they want to do your channel business for you. And they will charge you a ton of money to do it. Because they don't want you to do this part. And now I see why. Because they want the expertise to do it, which is fine. You know, people gotta make a living. And it's perfectly makes sense to me. You know. And if this is the wrong size chain, then we just have to buy a different chain. It just is what it is, because the chain is too small. So, oopsie. Okay, hold on here. This is one of those situations where I gotta get it off for a minute. Because they talked about this at the shop. You want to put these in first. And then pull on them. Anyways, this is the part where you have to somehow get it on the bike, which I know is very hard to do, but this is the part that you have to do it, because when you do this, it tightens it on there. Kabam. And now we have kebabs. And it's the perfect size, and check it out. And it locked in place. Exactly how it's supposed to be done, guys. And I don't have this tight yet, but when I adjust it, and I gotta adjust this now. Oops, I loosen that up a little bit. My hands are all greasy now. Anyways, ta-da! I just gotta adjust it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Me struggling. Anyways, thanks for watching.